Hello and a big welcome to the channel. I'm the Motorsport Madman and this is the 2023 United States Grand Prix. If you are new to the channel, if you are a Formula 1 fan, then please do get yourself subscribed. I'm trying to get to 500 subs before the end of the year, but with each race that passes, that seems like a dream that's not going to come true. But anyway, welcome to the stream. Please do drop me a like as well. It helps out the channel and hopefully gets more people in, because YouTube will rank it higher the more likes we get. So please do drop me a like as well. But yeah, welcome in round 19 of the F1 2023 World Championship. We have got 5 races to go. US today, Mexico next weekend, Brazil the weekend after, and then a couple of weeks after that, Vegas and Abu Dhabi. Final 5. Championships are wrapped up, but Max Verstappen, the newly crowned triple world champion, only P6 today. He starts on the grid. So, can he come through from there? He's going to have to fight for it. We're repping Leclerc today. We've gone with the Ferrari theme tonight because I want a different winner. No, I want to see Leclerc, Hamilton and Norris fighting it out for the win. Obviously, Max will come through eventually, whether it takes 20 laps or 50 laps, you know, hopefully the latter. And it's a bit more of a difficult afternoon than what he had yesterday. Max cruised it yesterday. Weathered a bit of an early pressure from Lewis, though. Hamilton had a good, in the sprint last night, you know, a 19-lap sprint. The first 5 laps of it, Lewis was looking quick, putting big pressure on Verstappen, but then as it wore on into the second half of the sprint, it was cruising settings for Verstappen. But only P6, so he's going to have to fight for it today. Yes, Anto, welcome in. Yeah, all good, mate. All good. No Ferrari podium then. Yeah, we're repping Ferrari, bringing him good luck, innit? We're having it. We want the Leclerc victory. Yeah, we're going Charles Leclerc victory today. I hope so. To be honest, I want one of those top 3 I want to see win the end of this. I don't mind if it's Leclerc, Norris or Hamilton, but I'd love one of those top 3 to win it today. I mean, Sainz, yeah, it'd be good. Russell, if Russell won it from 5th, it would be epic, I'm not going to lie. You know, Verstappen's probably going to win it from 6th, but I'd love a fight for the win between those top 3. You know, maybe Verstappen gets stuck behind Russell or Sainz. That's the dream ticket for me. Verstappen gets stuck behind Russell or Sainz, and it's Leclerc versus Norris versus Hamilton for the win. Love to see it. Yeah, Norris new race win. I'd love to see that as well. I'd love to see that. But yeah, welcome to the stream, Chris. You're going Max, Lando, Lewis. Yeah, I reckon that's a decent prediction, Max. What have you gone? Max, Lando, Lewis. I'd probably go, if I was to do a sensible prediction, I'd probably go Verstappen's going to come through. I'd probably go Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, just maybe. I'd probably go Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc. If I was to do a sensible prediction, but I don't want that to happen. What I want is, you know, Norris and Leclerc side by side for the lead in the final lap, and then, you know what I mean, they crash into each other and Lewis wins it. You know what I mean? I want drama and excitement. But yeah, Anthony Joshua on the grid. Yes, welcome in Alina. If fun to Lando's win his 100th race. I'd love to see him win a race. It's overdue, actually. Lando Norris, really, is good enough to already have a Grand Prix victory under his belt. He should have won in Russia a few years ago. But yeah, Lando Norris deserves to win a Grand Prix. I would love to see it, honestly. Like I say, if any of those top 3 win, count me in for I've had a good Sunday night. You know what I mean? If we in an hour and a half are looking at either Norris, Hamilton or Leclerc having won this race, count me in as it's been a good Sunday, mate. You know, I'm probably equally as happy with all that. In fact, probably would prefer slightly the Lewis victory just because it's been so long. But yeah, it would be fun. Definitely would be fun for Lando to win his 100th race. It'd be mega. Is Leclerc the biggest wasted talent in F1? No, it's Alexander Albon if he doesn't get a move away from Williams. But it's up there. Leclerc not having a race-winning car is rip. But you could say Alonso's been a wasted talent for the past 15 years, though. You know what I mean? Fernando Alonso should have more than 2 championships to his name. Do you know what I mean? Fernando Alonso should be sitting on the grid here now at 40 years of age with 4 or 5 championships under his belt, so but wasted talent is difficult to put that label on Alonso because he's not wasted. He's just made a couple of career decisions that have turned out not to be correct. Going to McLaren Honda was a bit of a rip. Going to Ferrari at that time when they took a dip, it's been unfortunate for Alonso, but yeah, biggest wasted talent probably be Albon if he stays at Williams. If Albon's still at Williams, let's fast forward to the end of 2026. If Alexander Albon's still at Williams, massive wasted potential in my opinion. But yeah, Leclerc, I want to see Leclerc properly fight for the championship, really, without a Ferrari team that's messing up the strategy and messing up the pit stops and you know what I mean. Max will do a madness off the line. What do you mean by a madness? It crash into someone. That's a madness. You mean like he'll gain 2 or 3 positions? Yeah, he might, innit? You know what I mean? By the end of lap 1, Verstappen like 3rd, I'd be like, oh my God, right. CPA. I feel Leclerc should be a world champion after the races he messed up in. Yeah, last season. Yeah, last season was such a shambles for Ferrari. They started off so well, and they were really going toe to toe with Red Bull in the first half of last season, and then it just fell off so bad. It fell off so bad for Ferrari last season, and then this season they've just not had the pace. They've dropped back. Mercedes improved a bit, and then you got Aston outshone them in the beginning of the season. McLaren are outshining them now, and it's just been a bit of a nothing season for Ferrari. Yeah, Sainz got the win in Singapore, but are there many other highlights this season for Ferrari? There's not many. If there was a Ferrari highlights package for the 2023 season, it wouldn't be a long video, would it? You know what I mean? It's been a bit of a sort of P5 and P6 kind of a season, which is not what Ferrari ordered after being so close to Red Bull last season. They would have been... In fact, my shout in February, before pre-season testing, I'll make that absolutely clear. Before pre-season testing, I said Leclerc world champion. Because stupidly, I thought, right, they've got Fred Vasseur in as team boss. They're going to kick on from last year. I thought Red Bull having less time in the air tunnel because of the punishment for going over budget and all that, I thought that'd have a big knock-on effect. It's had no effect whatsoever. So I thought Red Bull had dropped back a bit. I thought Fred Vasseur would bring some solidarity into Ferrari and some serious, you know what I mean, less mistakes into Ferrari. And I was like, Leclerc. Horrific prediction. He's not panned out at all. But what can you do? It's up there. Yeah, Stroll should be gone. Don't care if his dad, if I was his dad, goodbye. Yeah, I've been saying this for a while. Like, there's got to be a limit with Lance Stroll. There has to be a limit where they have to sit down with Lawrence and go, this is embarrassing. This isn't good for his mental health. Do you know what I mean? They're going to have to go into that road because you can't have it like this. You can't have it where Alonso's on 150 points and Stroll's on 50. You can't have a team so one-sided like that. It's crazy. It's a detriment to the team. And that's going to cost them big time. Aston Martin are probably going to finish 2 positions lower in the Constructors' Championship because Lance Stroll has not pulled his weight. And I'm not saying go out there and beat Fernando Alonso. You know, Fernando Alonso's still at 40 years of age, one of the best out there. But you have to be getting more than like a third of his points. You have to be doing better. And I don't care if Daddy owns the team or Daddy's part of the consort that owns the team. There comes a point where it's a bit embarrassing. And I think we're dangerously close to that level. And I don't really agree with it. I don't agree with that Lance Stroll doesn't have pressure on him. Like, has he just got a free pass? It's like, the question really is, how bad can it get for Lance Stroll and he still keeps the seat? Do you know what I mean? Let's say, for example, he DNFs all 5 of the last 5 races, including today. Let's say he DNFs all 5 of them. Does he still get the seat? What's the minimum requirements? This is my question to Lawrence Stroll. What is Lance Stroll's minimum requirements to keep that seat? Do you know what I mean? It's not very high, is it? Which is a bit of a farce. If we're being honest, I want to see the best 20 drivers in the world in Formula One. And I think we've got 10 of the best drivers in the world. And then you could replace the second half of the grid with, you could dust a few World Endurance Championship drivers in there, a couple of IndyCar drivers in there. But realistically, there's 10 or 12 of the best drivers in the world. It's not the 20 best drivers in the world. And I think it should be the best 20 drivers in the world. Lance Stroll is not one of the best 20 drivers in the world, is he? Is Logan Sargent one of the best 20 drivers in the world? No, bro. But half the grid is. 100 points between 2 cars. It's more than mad. It's embarrassing. I think, and I'm not saying, like, listen, like, Fernando Alonso is it's a very difficult teammate to go up against. You know, look at Felipe Massa's record against Alonso, or virtually anyone other than Lewis Hamilton in 2007 who's gone up against Fernando Alonso has been slapped. But not by this much. You know, Alonso will be fighting for podium, and then it'll cut to Lance Stroll and he's scrapping for 15th. Nah. like, you know what I mean? The Verstappen Perez gap's been too big as well, and the Albon Sargent gap has been a bit too much as well. All the others teammates are relatively evenly matched. You know, Leclerc and Sainz are relatively, you know, Gasly and Ocon. I don't think there's much between Gasly and Ocon, if I'm being honest. You know, is there a hell of a lot between Zhou and Bottas? I don't think so. Is there a hell of a lot between Magnussen and Hulkenberg? You know, Hulkenberg's done well. You know, Magnussen's not had the greatest season ever, but really, it's Aston and Williams that need to look at their second drivers, and Red Bull as well, really. But Perez will keep that seat. I think they're blasting out the Land of the Free and all that. US national anthem coming on strong. Right. I don't know why Magnussen, Hulkenberg, Alonso and Stroll are in the pits. I can only assume, I've not watched the build-up, I can only assume that they've had engine parts or gearbox penalties or something, because I swear in qualifying it was Logan Sargent at the back of the grid. So both Haas and both Aston Martins have incurred some sort of grid penalty. I'm going to put my headphones on, have a listen what's going on, because if I had been listening from the start, I would know why. But who's up for this? I'm well up for this one. I've not got my volume. I'll get my volume in a bit. But yeah, I want to see your predictions. What's everyone's predictions for this? Is Verstappen coming through easily? Is Verstappen going to be in the lead by lap 20? Is Verstappen going to struggle to pass the traffic? We saw that overtaking was quite difficult in the sprint race. It wasn't, you know, Sainz was on old soft tyres and he only lost a couple of positions. I thought Sainz had faded hard in the sprint towards the end of the sprint, but he didn't. He held on well. Is Max going to get caught up behind Russell and Sainz, or is he going to breeze past him? You know, this is the story of the race, really. How difficult an afternoon are Sainz and Russell going to make it for Verstappen? Is it going to be easy? I'm praying it's not easy, man. I want to see Leclerc, Norris and Hamilton fighting for this victory today. And if Verstappen gets in the mix and makes it 4 of them fighting for the win, I don't mind. But let's have a fight. If Verstappen breezes past them all lap by lap, mate, I'll be... and I'm sat here going, lap 12 and Verstappen leads, I'll be like, gutted. I mean, if they make it difficult for him and, you know, he has to make a lunge with 3 laps to go and, you know, and Verstappen wins it by having to really fight for it, I wouldn't mind that at all. I wouldn't mind that. I'd take that. I would take that. If Verstappen has to make a lunge on lap 54 out of 56 to win the race, buzzing for that. But if he cruises past him and leads by the end of lap 12, forget it. You have to make it difficult for it. Please, guys. Don't make it easy for Max. Where's Perez as well? Perez is P9. Where's Perez going to end up? I don't know. What I think is that Verstappen will come through to win it. My head says Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, podium. But the heart says Hamilton and Norris side by side into the final lap for the win. You know what I mean? With Leclerc ready to take the prize if they both hit each other. No, let's have a close race. Come on. I'm up for this. Right, it starts in about 8 or 9 minutes, guys. Please do drop me a like if you're in the stream. Really helps out the channel. Trying to get to 500 subs as well. Before the year 2050, if I can. But yeah, let's go. Let me just turn the volume down. Got it on too loud in my headphones. But yeah, in a nutshell, I don't mind the Verstappen victory as long as it's not easy. That's my thing. You know what I mean? I don't mind as long as it's not a walk in the park. They're the ones that are dead. They're the races that are dead, where you know he's going to win it 3 laps in. Like, nah, give it a break. We don't want any more of that. But at least we've got a chance of it being, you know, a bit more hard fought if he's from P6. Oh, they're making a film. I tell you what, there's a lot of films and documentaries coming out about Formula One recently. But you can have as many films and documentaries as you want. But if the on-track action is the same guy winning for an entire calendar year, it ain't going to help you. Adam Driver in a film about, I think he's played Enzo Ferrari. Looking at Drivers' Constructors Champion stands is like Max is the Great Carly and the rest of Hornswoggle WWE. Mate, it's ridiculous. Red Bull in who've won the Constructors Championship have literally got double the points that Mercedes have got in P2. Red Bull have literally got double the points that second place have got. That's nuts. I said it before, but I think this is the most dominating season that I've ever seen, and certainly the most dominating season since 2002. But it might be the most dominant season ever. Mate, they're interviewing Claire Williams and that. She's sold out, bro. She's sold out. Williams isn't Williams anymore. Oh my God. I've got the wire stuck. There we go. Jesus. Yes, Sean, welcome to the stream, bro. Lando or Lewis win, I'll take either or, mate. Either or. I'm happy either way. Or if Leclerc wins, obviously I'm backing the Ferrari. I'm supporting the Ferrari pole position today. I'm supporting the Ferrari cause today. But yeah, like I said before, any of those top 3 wins, I'm happy. You know what I mean? Even if Verstappen wins, but he has to really fight for it, and he has to make a late lunge in the last few laps to win the race, I'm happy with that as well. What I'm not happy with is Verstappen cruising through in the first half dozen laps. Mate, I'll not be... That's not the one. Any of those top 3 wins, buzzing. Let's have a race. Anyone but you know who. It's like Voldemort out here. He who shall not be named. Fear of the name only increases fear of the thing itself. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, anyone but. The thing is, right, every time I say something like that, I catch a voice in the back of my head going, oh, you're anti-Verstappen. I sound so... You know what I mean? Like, if someone just clicks on this stream who's never watched me before, they must think, Jesus, this guy hates Verstappen. And it's not that. It's not that. Like, I've got full respect for what Verstappen's done. And I don't take away any of his championships. Even the controversial 2021 season, he fully deserved that. He fully deserved it. I don't take away any of it. I've got full respect for him. It's just been too much. I just want a different name. I'm not anti-Verstappen in any way. It's just that anybody who wins 15 or 16 races in a row, well, bar Singapore, I'm not going to back him for the 17th race. I don't care who you are. So both Aston Martin and Haas have made setup changes. So Stroll from P20, Alonso from P19, Hulkenberg P18, Magnussen P17 on the grid. Then we've got Sargent P16, Albon 15th. And then Ricciardo 14th, Bottas 13th, Zhou Guanyu will line up P12, Yuki Tsunoda P11. Then it is into the top 10. So it's Oscar Piastri will line up 10th. Perez, they went wheel to wheel 3 or 4 times in the sprint yesterday. We've got Ocon and Gasly in the Alpines on row 4, 8th and 7th of them two. Max Verstappen, 3-time world champion, lines up only P6. George Russell will start from 5th. Carlos Sainz from 4th. Lewis Hamilton, I think he's going to fight for the win here today, Lewis, from P3. And a front row of Lando Norris in the McLaren and pole position man, Charles Leclerc. Let's have a go. Anyone but you know, 7th through. 7th is Pierre Gasly. Let's go. Come on. If Pierre Gasly wins it, mate, I'd love an underdog win. There's more chance of me winning it than Pierre Gasly, though. We don't get a lot of like surprise wins anymore, do we? Even, you know what I mean? Like, we used to get where 3 or 4 times a season you get some outside winner. Like Ocon won a race. Gasly won a race. There's been a few in recent years, but in the last couple of years, it's just not happened, has it? Red Bull and Verstappen just too strong. You know, Ricciardo won a race in the McLaren. That was out of nowhere. Oh, mate, if Pierre Gasly won the race, mate, I would be. Oh, it'd be ridiculous. If anybody, listen, not just Gasly, like if anyone from 7th down won the race, bar Perez, if Perez won for a P9, it'd probably be the best drive of his career, but I wouldn't be going bananas over it. But if anyone from P7 down won the race, it'd be ridiculous. Like anyone from P7 down, Perez aside, is like 1,000,000 to 1 to win the race, innit? You know what I mean? It would be like, can you imagine? And Zhou Guanyu takes the victory. It'd be absolute scenes. Anybody who's like outside bet winning the race would be incredible. We just don't see it these days. You used to get the odd race every now and then that would produce a madness. You know, Gasly winning in the Italian Grand Prix, mate. It was like tears rolling down my face. You know what I mean? It's like emotional. When was the last moment like that we had? When Magnussen got pole in Brazil last season, that was the last like true underdog moment. It doesn't happen a lot. Yeah, massive pile-up, turn 1. Let's have it, yeah. Top 6 out. Gasly leads Ocon into turn 2. Look at all these. 4 cars are starting this race from the pit lane. Rip. Oh, let's have it. Let's go. Right. Oh, it's nearly time. It's nearly time. It's nearly time. It's nearly time. Oh, here we go. Hey, that half an hour's gone quick, you know. That half an hour's gone quick. It's time for the race. Please do drop me a like, guys. I massively appreciate it. And subscribe if you're into Formula One. Live for every single race. Where have you been for the past 2 seasons? Anthony Joshua in the Alpine garage. All the celebrities are buzzing round Alpine. Bloody hell. Prince Harry's there. What? Oh, here we go, mate. Come on, let's have it. Leclerc v Norris v Hamilton for the win is what I want to see today. If Verstappen, you know what I mean, gets on the heels, all right, so be it. But let's have a different winner today. Let's have it. Oh, come on. Oh, mate. Leclerc's going to have to defend hard from Norris in turn 1. Lewis on the clean side of the grid as well. Ooh. Come on. AJ's invested. Yeah, I know there's a few celebrities have bought into it, haven't they? Rory McIlroy, Patrick Mahomes, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Yeah, there's a few of them jumped in. I don't know why, but they all want to get into F1. Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go, 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 go. Look at Norris has got a good start. He's already neck and neck with Leclerc heading into turn 1. It's Norris down the inside and Hamilton and Sainz has got a good start as well. Sainz is down the inside, but Norris leads out of turn 1. Then it's Ferrari second and third. I think it's Leclerc and Sainz. And look at Verstappen and Hamilton going side by side into turn 3. And there's a bit of contact there between the Alpine of Esteban Ocon and the McLaren of Lando of Oscar Piastri as Norris leads them away. It's Norris, Leclerc, Sainz, Hamilton, Verstappen, Piastri, top 6. Piastri's made up a couple of positions. Look at this then. So Lewis has lost a position. Sainz has had a great start then. Lewis has lost out. And Verstappen up to P5 already, but leading him away, Lando Norris ahead of the 2 Ferraris, and Sainz is already all over the gearbox of his teammate Charles Leclerc for P2, coming up to P12, and look at Piastri trying to get around Verstappen, and Leclerc has to go defensive against Sainz. The 2 Ferraris are side by side, and Piastri's all over the back of Verstappen for P5. Zhou takes Tsunoda for 11th. Oh, look how close it is in the midfield. Russell and Perez are in an Alpine sandwich from 7th to 10th, and it's extremely close in the midfield as Hamilton's all over the back of Carlos Sainz for P3 now. And breathe. Here we go, Anto. Let's have a race. Buzzing. Look at this. Hamilton is all over the back of Carlos Sainz for P3. Oh, Lewis is looking quick. Lando has to get the gap now because if Lewis clears these Ferraris, Lewis is looking quick. I back Piastri trying to get past Verstappen at turn 12. Oh, that one. Verstappen had to defend P5. Yeah, get in, lad. Come on, Oscar, lad. Oh, look, Russell is all over the back of Ocon for P7 as well as they head to turn 11. Now we've got the long back straight up the hill. And look at this then. Ocon under serious pressure from George Russell for P7 as Albon passes Magnussen at the back, but Ocon goes defensive early. Then side by side they go then into turn 12. Ocon on the inside, Russell on the outside, and he gets the switch back, bouncing over the sausage curb. George Russell is shown to the outside then, and Ocon keeps the position for now as Albon passes Bottas for 14th and Sargent passes Alonso for P17. Norris leads him away then. It's Norris who leads Leclerc by 2 seconds. Sainz 3 seconds off the lead. Hamilton within 7 tenths of Sainz as we're on board with Sergio Perez behind Russell and Ocon. How many laps in total? 56. 56, so we just started lap 3 of 56. Someone crashed into Verstappen. Oh, Lando Norris is gapping the entire field. Lando Norris, 2.5 second lead already. Is this the day that Lando Norris breaks his duck? This is Lando Norris's best chance at a Grand Prix victory since Russia 2020. Or is it 21? Anyway, yeah, Norris leads by 2.5 seconds. And look at how close this battle is then between Russell dives down the inside, turn 11. Ocon's going to get the switchback there, surely, but it's a cheeky move from George Russell. Snatches P7 off Esteban Ocon into the hairpin. And look at this. They're going to go 3 wide. Ocon and Perez is down the middle and going to try and make up 2 positions. Oh, my God. Russell ends up defending from Perez, but Perez passes Ocon then. So, wow. Norris is flying a Piastri pestering Max. Piastri pestering. Oh, look at the 2 Alpines going side by side into the final sector. Ocon struggling out here. Ocon losing positions left, right and centre. Ocon needs to let Gasly through now. Because, oh, and look at this. Lewis Hamilton all over the back of Carlos Sainz. Lewis is quick. He needs to get the job done now. Because next up behind him is Max Verstappen. Lewis needs to pass Carlos Sainz. Early doors. But yeah, welcome into stream, Ben. A salty dog. Norris is flying, yeah. Yeah, Gasly and Tsunoda have passed Ocon, so Ocon's having all sorts of trouble. I haven't mentioned it before now, but everyone is on the medium tyre, apart from Hülkenberg and Stroll at the back on hard tyres. So everyone on, initially starting on the same strategy, everyone on the medium tyres, 18 out of 20 of them. And here comes Lewis and has to get the job done on Carlos Sainz. Nice and early. He's in the slipstream DRS and goes down the inside. And Hamilton takes P3. He's only ever been off the podium here at the US Grand Prix once in 11 years of this race running. Hamilton only off the podium once. And he's trying to keep that record going now as Hamilton takes 3rd off Carlos Sainz. Next up for Hamilton, Charles Leclerc. And he had to get that job done because Max Verstappen is on the hunt in P5 at the moment. Replay of the start then, and Lando Norris gets an absolute beauty. They're already side by side 20 metres into the start of this race. And Lewis gets a great start as well. But Sainz even better. Sainz, and Lewis nearly wipes out the back of Charles Leclerc in turn 1. I totally missed that. And then has to defend from Verstappen. Wow. Replay on board with Carlos Sainz at the start. And it's a great start and down the inside. Wow, and full lock. Yeah, it's full lock in turn 1. When you're down the inside on lap 1 anyway. Replay of the start on board with Max Verstappen then. And he gets a nice start. Much better start than Russell on his outside. And he's got acres of space around the outside there as Max Verstappen. And, whoa, I tell you what, Lewis nearly came to blows in turn 1 there. He nearly hit the back of Leclerc. And nearly hit Verstappen as well. But here comes Verstappen on Sainz for P4. And it's an easy move in the end. So Verstappen up from 6th to 4th. Sainz tries the switchback but can't get it back. It's over. And Norris leads Leclerc by 2.8 seconds. Hamilton's in 3rd and Verstappen now up to P4. Lap 5 of 56. of the US Grand Prix, Norris is looking strong. Norris looking good, but Hamilton is now within DRS of Charles Leclerc in P2. Yeah, Lewis. If Lewis passes Leclerc quick, oh, Lewis can win this. Yeah, look at this. Yeah, Lewis needs to pass Leclerc this lap and get hunting down Lando Norris. I tell you what, Hamilton and Verstappen look the fastest two on the track at the moment. I feel like, Hamilton and Verstappen could and should both pass Leclerc and Norris. And in the end, it might come down to a final showdown between Hamilton and Verstappen later on in the race. But I feel like Hamilton and Verstappen are the fastest two cars on the track at the moment. Third and fourth they are. But Lewis has got to get the job done now. Come on then, Lewis. Slipstream, DRS. And Leclerc goes defensive. Hamilton in the slipstream gets, and late on the brakes and just about gets the move done. Hamilton takes second place off Charles Leclerc and now starts the hunt of Lando Norris. Ooh, here we go. I tell you what, Lewis is quick in race trim. The Mercedes quicker than the Ferrari and the McLaren in race trim and almost on a par with Verstappen's Red Bull. Perez still down in P8. Let's have a look at the order then. At the end of lap 7, it is Norris who leads Hamilton now by 3.2 seconds, but expect that gap to close. It's then Charles Leclerc 3rd, Verstappen's 4th, Sainz's 5th, then is Oscar Piastri P6, Russell 7th, Perez 8th, who's not really made much ground since the start. Only made it one position since the start, Sergio Perez. Pierre Gasly, P9. And the final point at the moment is going to Yuki Tsunoda. But we've got 90% of this race still yet to go. And Ocon and Piastri came together. Is that lap 1? We've seen a replay on board with Esteban Ocon, and Ocon retires from the Grand Prix. Ocon's out. Wow, he must have some sort of suspension damage or... wow. Esteban Ocon retires from the race 8 laps in. 7 laps in, even. I think he must have some sort of suspension arm damage or something. It came together with one of the McLarens, with Piastri, I think it was, on lap 1. Side pod. Yeah. Right, what's the gap then? So Verstappen's hunting down Leclerc for 3rd. And the gap at the front between Norris and Hamilton is 3.3 seconds. As Ocon is out of the race and in the pit lane. Yeah, he has got damage to his side pod there, yeah. I wouldn't imagine that'd be bad enough damage on the side pod to retire the car, though. It's just sort of a bit scuffed. You wouldn't think that'd retire the car. Yes, London Kane, mate. Welcome to the stream. And come on, Lewis. I back it. Sat here in a Ferrari jumper, but come on, Lewis. I agree. Listen, I've got merch from about half the grid, so I'm affiliated to nobody. I'm affiliated to whoever's in a close battle. But yeah, I'd love to see... it's been too long since Lewis's last win. Listen, I said it before the race started. Any of these top 3 win, I'm happy with it. Oh, Leclerc's massively under pressure now from Verstappen. Verstappen within half a second of the Ferrari. Oh, I can't see Leclerc keeping this top three for much longer. And it's it's another story. I mean, I know we're only 8-9 laps into the race, but it's another story of a Charles Leclerc pole not converted into a victory. How many poles? I think Leclerc's had about 21 poles and a handful of victories. You know what I mean? 5 or 6 wins from 21 pole positions. It's a pretty bad conversion rate, which shows that they might be quick on a Saturday, but, well, in this case, a Friday night. It was Friday night qualifying. They might be quick in qualifying, but race pace of the Ferrari just doesn't stand up to Red Bull, Mercedes, and even McLaren this season. And it looks like it's going to be another case of pole for Leclerc, but cannot convert them into victories. Esteban Ocon, saw a replay, Carl, had a bit of contact with Oscar Piastri on the exit of turn 1, and that's caused some sort of damage. I don't know whether he's broken a wishbone, suspension arm, something like that, steering arm. Maybe he's cracked a steering arm or a suspension, something like that would be my bet. But yeah, Esteban Ocon is the first and so far only retirement from the United States Grand Prix. And we are on board with the champion, Max Verstappen, hunting down Charles Leclerc for P3. I tell you what, Norris is holding that gap at the front. Norris has only lost 2 tenths to Hamilton in about 3-4 laps. You can't buy a win from Poland, so no, that is the story of Charles Leclerc's career so far. He can't buy a win. He can slap it on pole every now and then, but he just cannot buy a win, Charles Leclerc. Or Leclerc, if you're that way inclined. To me, he's Charles Leclerc. But if you want to be posh, Charles Leclerc. Mate, even himself, he says his name as Charles Leclerc. I'm going to go with what he's saying. I ain't trying to be here going, Charles Leclerc. I'm going to say how he says it. And he says, hello, I'm Charles Leclerc. And this is the hot lap from da-da-da-da-da. So who's right and who's wrong? Anyway, lap 10. And Verstappen, it's only a matter of time. As Perez passes Piastri. That's not easy to say. Perez passes Piastri for P6. Yeah. Piastri's got a problem. No, Piastri's got a problem, mate. Piastri's got a problem. Oh, what's up? Oh, Piastri's got to retire the car. Oscar Piastri is out of the US Grand Prix. Gutted. Piastri's going to retire the car as we see Alonso fighting Magnussen for P15. And Piastri is... Oh, no, man. Yeah, difficult weekend for Oscar Piastri. He lost a handful of positions in the sprint yesterday. And today, even worse. Piastri is out of the race. As we see the first round of pit stops start to occur then. So there's some guys at the back of the grid, Bottas, Magnussen, and who else? Bottas, Magnussen, and Albon have pitted at the end of lap 10. Pronounced Charles Leclerc. I don't know, man. I saw Anthony, yeah. I saw a video, no cap, now, God's honest truth, yeah, of Leclerc. Oh my God, Verstappen's going for third on Leclerc. On Leclerc! Oh, and there's still wheel by wheel. Leclerc's still got the inside line heading into turn 14, and he's making Verstappen go round the outside. That's going to become the inside for turn 16. Go on, get the switch back, Charles. Go on, get the switch back. Get the power down. Go on, fight him back. No, you can't. It's over. Come on. Oh, yeah, fucking. I heard him. Anyway, back to what I was saying, Anthony. I heard Leclerc pronounce his own name, introduce himself as Charles Leclerc. Honestly, and I'm not joking. I'm not making that up. He introduced himself as Charles Leclerc, so I'm going with that. They can all try and be fancy in Monaco and go, it's Charles Leclerc. It's a lovely portrait of Charles Leclerc that you have on your wall. But to me, it's Charles Leclerc, always will be. Oh, I tell you what, right, all jokes aside now, that's a great move from Verstappen on Leclerc. That's a great move. All jokes aside, that is wheel-to-wheel racing at its best. Joe. Just Joe, innit? Just Joe. Ooh, gap at the front. 2.7. So Lewis is slowly pulling Norris in, but he's not reeling him in at any kind of a pace. It's sort of a tenth a second per lap. Norris is still looking pretty strong out front. Norris has got a good chance of winning this race. I tell you what, I was just about to say that, Crofty. Verstappen is not... He's not pulling away from those Ferraris, is he, Verstappen? Oh, this has got to be... This has got to be Norris and Hamilton's best chance at a Grand Prix. This has got to be Norris and Hamilton's best chance of a Grand Prix victory, certainly this season. Maybe for a couple of seasons. This is big time. Norris and Hamilton have to take this opportunity and win the race today. Because Verstappen's not looking incredibly quick. It's not like, oh, no one else has got a chance. It's the Max show. No, it's looking pretty... Verstappen's not pulling away from the Ferraris, and that bodes well for a good race. Basically. And look at that. Magnussen and Sargent battling for P17. Sargent in his home race, dead last at the moment. Drivers giving out stop. Yeah, the pit stops are starting to happen now. But none of the top, what? No, the top 13 haven't stopped yet. Only from Zhou Guanyu down. Zhou, Albon, Bottas, Sargent and Magnussen have all pitted. They've all gone from the medium to the hard tyre. Stroll and Magnussen, Stroll and Hulkenberg might stay out a little bit longer because they started on the hard tyre. But we will see. As Logan Sargent passes Magnussen then for P17. We're on just about to start lap 15 of 56. And the gap at the front is 2.1 seconds. Norris versus Hamilton for victory at the US Grand Prix. That is what we need to see. Verstappen 4.8 seconds behind Norris. And only 1.3 ahead of Charles Leclerc. Yes, P17, so get in. Sargent will take a not last in it. Anything but last place for Logan Sargent. It's a dub. He can't finish last at his home race. Even probably will. Oh, yeah, but on a serious note, yeah. Norris or Hamilton have to win this. It might be the only chance they get this season. Seriously. You know, who's to say that Red Bull just turn up in Mexico rapid, turn up in Brazil rapid? Vegas, we don't know anything about Vegas. But this could be it. It could be you either win today or you could be waiting till middle of March next season before you get another sniff. And look at this. Hamilton within 2 seconds of Norris for the lead on lap 15. Oh, I'll tell you what, if Hamilton and Norris go side by side for the lead of the race, oh my God. And it's brewing. But how long are they going to get these medium tyres to go? This is the thing. What's the strategy going to be? Because we've already had half a dozen drivers pit for the hards 3 or 4 laps ago. And it's going to be a massive knock-on effect as soon as one of the top 10 pits. That's it then. Chain reaction. And they'll all be in. They'll all react to each other. But who's going to be the first to blink? Who's going to be the first to try the undercut? Prince Harry looks on. Is he in the Aston Martin garage? Dark green seats that he's sat on. It depends if Norris and Lewis have good pits and depends when exactly. It depends on... It's all about when you pit now. Because Verstappen's not... You know what I mean? He's not in a different league today. We've seen a lot of races where it's inevitable that Verstappen's going to win it. It's obvious from lap 1. There's only one winner. This is not one of those days. This is... Listen, Norris and Hamilton have got a good shot here. They've got a good shot. You know, Max is not looking unbeatable today. It's on the cards that Norris or Hamilton can win this. They have to take this chance. You think Max will hold out? Well, you mean like hold back? How do you mean? Do you think he'll hold back and let them two scrap for it and then when the tyres fade, he'll just come through at the end? How do you mean? Gap 1.8. Verstappen 4.5 seconds behind Norris's lead as we ride on board with Sergio Perez, who is 7th at the moment, hunting down George Russell. 1.2 seconds is the gap for P6. Lando Norris team radio. Try and avoid the curves, he's being told. Be the last to pit, yeah. Yeah, so the others will pit and Verstappen will hold out and stay out. Yeah, maybe. And try and go longer. Try and make it a longer first stint. Yeah, mediums and hards. Oh, I think one of the Red Bulls are preparing for a pit stop. And they're going medium. Is Perez pitting? Oh, it's Verstappen's in. So Verstappen's first to blink. And he's gone on to another set of mediums. So Verstappen pits at the end of lap 16 onto a brand new set of medium tyres. So he'll have to stop again before the end. So it's definitely a 2-stop race. That's what we do know for sure, as Verstappen now feeds back into the race in between the AlphaTauris in P9. So he's going to set a chain reaction off now. Norris and Hamilton will be in at the end of this lap, I'm sure. Well, they should be anyway. They have to react to this. Hamilton and Norris have to react to this. Well, you know, if I'm on the McLaren pit wall or a Mercedes pit wall, I pit now. immediately, because trying to hang out long is like if buts or maybes. If you pit straight away, you keep track position, and that's the most important. I would pit now and react immediately to Verstappen. What tyres you go for? Above my pay grade. I'll probably match Verstappen. I'll probably go mediums. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'll probably go medium, and then pit later on for a set of hards on like lap 35 or something. But here we go then. Norris is in and Hamilton stays out. Hamilton stays out. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this, you know. Lewis has to pit at the end of this lap, but by then, Verstappen's had 2 or 3 laps on his fresh tyres. Oh, I don't know, Lewis. I don't know. To me, you have to react immediately, and that's what McLaren have done. Like Brundle's saying, you know, Hamilton was probably under the instruction, do whatever Lando Norris doesn't do. So if Lando Norris had stayed out, Hamilton would have probably pitted. So it's do the opposite of the car in front, which is something that we see quite often. But I don't know if that's going to work out particularly strong for Lewis. As we see an Aston Martin sticking a nose in, where he hasn't got any business to, on Carlos Sainz. Oh, how's this going to pan out with Verstappen stopping early at the end of lap 17? Norris should still keep the lead, but it's going to be Lewis versus Max at pit exit. Oh, Lewis could be on a one stop. I mean, Lewis could be on an entirely different strategy. Oh, God. I don't know, man. But how long are they going to have to stretch these tyres out for Lewis? They're going to have to do like another 6, 7, 8 laps. Perez passes Stroll for P10. So Hamilton leads Leclerc by 6.8 seconds. With the pit stops, Russell's up to 3rd. And Norris in P4 has the lead when they all pit. Ooh, I don't know how this is all going to pan out. I mean, a one stop could be a masterstroke. I feel like for Lewis is sort of in no man's land now. If they bring him in now, Lewis is being asked if he can handle another 5 laps on this set of tyres, and he's saying he's not sure. We need a yes or no, Lewis. We don't need a not sure. We need a yes or no, Lewis. Lewis needs to come on the radio and say, yes, I can do another 5 laps, or forget it, I'm pitting now. We need a yes or no. None of this middle ground grey area. Forget it. Oh my God. I'm so stressed because this is Norris and Hamilton's big chance. I agree, Carl. I feel like Mercedes are dropping the ball on this. I feel like Mercedes are dropping a bollock here, live on air. Oh, I don't know. You see, Russell's give a straight answer. Do you feel like you've got another 5 laps on this tyre? Yep. You know, Lewis is giving a bit of, that's not what we need. Replay on board with Lewis Hamilton then, down into turn 11, and he's locked up badly, and he's nearly gone off the track at turn 11. Oh, they're going to have to pit Lewis now, and he's going to end up coming out behind Max Verstappen. It's going to be Norris v Verstappen for this win here, if Mercedes aren't careful. Oh, I don't know. This is it. Mercedes are in the middle of a strategy. They're either there nor there. They're now on the fence where they've not gone long enough to make it a 1 stop, but they've fucked up the 2 stop because they should have reacted straight away. Mercedes in no man's land on lap 20. Alonso pits. I'll be surprised if he gets the points from there. Oh, mate. I feel like Mercedes have dropped a bollock here with this strategy, you know. I could be wrong. Listen, I'm not paid £1 million a week to know, am I? Oh, mate. Lewis, team radio. Oh, no. Oh. See, if Hamilton pits now, Verstappen will come out. He'll come out behind Verstappen. Big hell. Oh, box. It's not good. Mercedes have dropped a bollock here, and it's going to be... It's de facto now. Norris, Verstappen, Hamilton, top three. Oh, they might have blown it. They might have blown it. And look at the gap as well. Verstappen. Verstappen's going to win this, isn't he? There's nothing you can do. There's nothing that any of them can do to stop him. Verstappen's 2.8 seconds behind Lando Norris for what will become the lead of the race when Leclerc and Russell pit. Oh my God. Lewis has just kindly got out of the way. Oh, you fucking... Mercedes have dropped a bollock here tonight. Seriously. Norris has to pass Russell now. Now this race becomes about, can Norris keep Verstappen at bay for the win? And if he does, it will be incredible. Can Norris keep Verstappen at bay for 34 laps? The gap is about 3.7 seconds. Oh, God. And Mercedes are not an optimal strategy here. In the bin again, Lewis. I'm starting to strongly suspect so, yeah. I think at this point, Lewis Hamilton is looking at third at best now. I think. It's Norris versus Verstappen for the win. And Lewis is going to have to settle for third here unless at the end of the second stint, Norris and Verstappen's tyres go off severely. Lewis is not looking at the win here now. He's just in this no man's land where he's in between strategies. He didn't go long enough to make it a one stop, but he's extended 3 or 4 needless laps. He should have pitted on the same lap as Norris. Yeah, been behind Norris, but trust that he's got the pace to eventually catch and pass Lando Norris and keep Verstappen behind. Oh, mate, get me on the pit wall. I'll swap my jumper, I don't care. I'd have reacted straight away to Verstappen pitting. I wouldn't have gone there. Oh, do 2 or 3 more laps. You've chucked it away. We're on lap 23. of 56. If you are enjoying the stream, please do drop me a like, guys. And don't be shy to get in the chat. And please do drop me a like. And get yourself subscribed, because I'm live for every single race. And we always have a laugh. We always have a good time no matter what. If Verstappen wins by 3 laps, I still have a good time. How the F... He's not bringing in with Norris. I know, that's what they should have done. They should have brought Lewis in when Norris pitted. And yeah, you're gonna stay behind Lando Norris, but you've got to trust that Hamilton was closing Norris down. Yeah, little by little, little by little. But you've got to back that Mercedes had the pace to pass Norris with exactly the same strategy. You have to back that Hamilton has the pace to pass Norris. They didn't go with that. They went with, oh, well, let's extend the stint. Let's try and be clever. Nah. Well, you know, cut to Lewis winning the race. But, you know what I mean? It's not, at the moment, it's not looking like it's going to work out. Mercedes end up with Ferrari strategy people. Yeah, they don't often drop the bollock, but today I don't think it's the optimum strategy, is it, for Lewis? This, yeah, fully agree, Chris. Lewis should have pitted when they should have reacted straight away, as Lando did. Is Wolf there? Yeah, he's back now. Yeah, Toto Wolff had a knee operation after the Singapore Grand Prix, so he missed a couple of races. But yeah, Toto Wolff's back in the pit garage as Fernando Alonso takes P10 off Zhou Guanyu. So yeah, what's the order then? Let's have a look at the order. So it's Norris and Verstappen. So Sainz and Russell are pitted now. So everyone's pitted. Yeah, so everyone's pitted. So, and Norris has gone onto the hard tyre, has he? Okay, so Norris is on the hards. So is Norris going to go medium, hard, medium, and then everyone else is medium, medium, hard? Maybe. Oh, Lando, this is Lando's big chance, this. But the gap's only 2.4 seconds now. Oh, mate. It's nice to see Lando leading a race. It is good. Told you Max, Lando, Lewis, top 3. Is that what you said? Max, Lando, Lewis. That's looking a pretty good prediction right now. I'll go with your prediction, Chris. I said that as well, I'm sure. No, I said Max, Lewis, and Leclerc, but he's faded. But yeah, you could be right. Ferrari can start on pole all they want, but they ain't gonna end up on the podium, are they? Which is, it's not good, is it? Ferrari poster boys for S1, but at the moment the worst in class at the school. Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame, really. For all the history that they've got. As Alexander Albon is on a big dive bomb and up to P11. Alex Albon, that was an elaborate move. Yeah, it was a proper lunge on Zhou Guanyu for P11. But Verstappen now is a second behind Norris for the lead of the race. And you feel like it is a matter of time before Verstappen takes the lead. You can see here on the GPS below me, there's Norris coming up the back straight with Verstappen right behind him. Then a big gap to Hamilton, Sainz, Perez, and then Leclerc, Russell, Gasly, Tsunoda, and Alonso in P10 at the moment. A wee ride on board with Max Verstappen, and he is within a second now of Lando Norris. How long's it taken him? We're on lap 26. I feel like by the time we get to lap 28, oh well, it's taken him 27 laps. We can't, you know. Lando, the saving grace here. No, not everything is lost. All hope is not lost because Lando is on the hard tyres at the moment. Lando will switch to the mediums, and you never know, but... Oh, Max has played this. Max has played this very well. He's not rushed it. He's not made any stupid moves. He's picked them off one by one. He knows it's a long race. Come on, Lando, fight him. Come on, Lando. Come on, Lando. Yeah. I hope he defends it like a beast. Defend it like a lion. Come on. I hope they go side by side for a few corners. Oh, Max is hunting him down. He's within 7/10. Look how close it is in turn 11. They're going to come up the back straight. Verstappen's going to have DRS and the slipstream. Oh, is this going to be the pass for the lead? He's surely not going to get him from there. Lap 27 out of 56. And here comes Verstappen on the back of Norris. It's like Jaws. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, mate, it's like Jaws coming up on you, mate. Oh. Well, I hope Lando had fun leading the first 27 laps of this race, but I don't think it's going to be 28 laps. I feel like by the time we get to turn 12 again, we're going to have a different leader. Oh, you might as well get the Jaws theme on full blast. Dun 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 dun. Oh, mate. He's back. He's back. Oh, it's over, isn't it? This is it. They go down to turn 11. The hairpin at the bottom of the hill. Oh, and Max, he's late on the brakes. Here we go then. He's going to have DRS. He's going to have the slipstream. I don't know. He seems a bit far back to do it this lap, to be honest. Oh, this could be it. Oh, look at the slipstream. Oh, here he comes. And is he going to go for the launch? He does go for it. And Norris, go on, Norris, fire him back. Go on, Norris, fire him back. Fire him back. Oh, go on, get the switchback. Get the switchback. I dare you. I dare you to send the lunge in now. Send the lunge in. Game. Oh, it's over. Oh, I've got more fight than he has. Oh, Verstappen takes the lead. I'm not disappointed. It has taken 28 laps from Verstappen to come from 6th, but he now takes the lead. Oh. I would have liked to have seen that battle go on a few more corners, but Verstappen takes the lead of the US Grand Prix at the end of lap 28. And I'll see you all next week for Mexico. Damn. Oh, man. Good while it lasted, Dougie. Good while it lasted. Listen, Lando had a good half a race in the lead, you know. We're seeing a replay of it now. I would have been tempted if I'm in Lando Norris's shoes there. Because it's a wide entry into that left-hand hairpin. I'd have been tempted to just full send it and try and retake the position, catch him off guard, but Verstappen leads then from Lando Norris. Lewis Hamilton is third. Sainz, Perez, Leclerc, Russell, Gasly, P8, Tsunoda, and Alonso is up from the pit lane start to P10 at the moment. So a good race and a good comeback drive for Fernando Alonso so far in the final points paying position at the moment. Max needs to pit again though. Yeah, it's not over yet. You know, we've still got 27 laps to go. So we're only just over half race distance. So you never know. Don't write it off yet. Oh, damn. So, positives. At least it took Max 28 laps and not 6 laps. You know. It at least gave the neutral fan, such as myself, ignore the Ferrari jumper. It gave the neutral fan, we could dream. We could dream for half a race that we might get a different winner. Max Verstappen let us dream for 28 laps, and dream we did. At least I did. But you just can't stop the juggernaut that is Max Verstappen in 2023. And I cannot wait until March 2024 when everybody's back to 0 points and we go again. If I could get in my teleportation device right now and skip the next 6 months, I wouldn't do it because you've got to live it. You've got to live each day. Oh, mate. Dreams are there to be shattered. Dougie, are you a motivational speaker? Do you lead AA meetings, Dougie? Because I want to go. Dreams are there to be shattered. I'll be jumping off a bridge before midnight. Damn. Max ability is incredible. You've got to respect it. You know, I might sit here and go, oh, Max Verstappen won again. But the reality is, you've got to just sit back and go, this might be the greatest driver we've ever seen in the sport. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's too early to say that now, but he's doing incredible things. Lewis ain't that far behind, slowly coming back. Yeah, Lewis is 4.6 off the lead. Yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. Sean. Lando goes as far as possible on these hards and sticks some softs on, and at the end, va-boom! Love it. I love that theory. Yes. Norris to go to what we got, 56 laps. Norris to get to lap 45 and whack a set of soft tyres on and go and second a lap quicker than Verstappen. I tell you what, yeah? Look at that. Norris is still holding on to the back of Verstappen. Yeah, Norris, and he's on the slower tyres. This is not over yet. I'm giving it, oh, well, he's unbeatable. It's not over yet. I need to stop being pessimistic. We've still got a good race on our hands here. It's your new pastime, yeah, motivational speaker. Dreams are there to be shattered, guys. If Max wins the opening race in 24, I said this, Carl. And yesterday or the day before in one of the streams, I was like, if Verstappen goes out and wins the first 5 races of next season, I was like, this is the end. I can't. I deal with it. If I got 3 wishes off a genie, all 3 wishes would be for a championship battle in 2024. Just to make sure, you know what I mean? Wish number 1, a championship battle in the F1 championship next season. And you go, right, all right, I'll give you that. And they'll go, right, wish number 2, and I'll go, a championship battle, a close one. I double down on that wish. Oh my God. No, it's not over yet. You know what I mean? I fall into the trap of being pessimistic, but I shouldn't be. It's still on this. Norris next world champion. In fact, Denver did ask me, like, who do you think is going to be the next world champion after Verstappen? And that is a good question, that. That is a very good question, that. My answer was probably someone that's not in the sport at the moment, which could end up being true. But, yeah, but Norris is a good shout. But yes, JJ, welcome to the stream, bro. Going good, mate. Yeah, it's been a good race. Verstappen's taking the lead now, but first 28 laps were good. No, it's still on. Like I say, it's still on. I fall into the trap of being pessimist, and I shouldn't. They're still on. Norris is holding on to the back of Verstappen. Verstappen's not got some kind of incredible pace that's unbeatable. It's within range. And yeah, exactly. Hamilton's sort of coming back. Yeah, gap is 3.8. I can see Lewis ending up P2 here. Can he fight for the win? I hope so. But yeah, next world champion hasn't been born yet. Yeah. Sat here doing streams in like 2035 going, and Max Verstappen, 19-time world champion, for fuck's sake. No. No. I don't know, man. 2026 is the big one, isn't it? Oh yeah, McLaren are about to pass Aston Martin for P4 in Constructors' Championship. Reckon Piastri's more likely to be world champion than Norris? I said Piastri, yeah. Oh, Verstappen not happy with the brakes. Ooh. This race is on. This race is not over yet, baby. Verstappen's complaining. So let's have a race. I mean, it's a good job he's already got the championship wrapped up, but Piastri, you reckon Piastri, Carl, next world champion after Max has won the next 9 in a row? No, listen, we don't know, do we? But I feel like either of the McLaren drivers is a good shout. I wonder if Leclerc will ever be world champion, you know. Maybe not, innit? Maybe not. I mean, Ferrari'd have to build some kind of a rocket ship. Anyway, I'm dreaming. I'm in daydream land, and Lando Norris is in the pits from P2, and he's on... Is he on the hards again? Right, okay, so Norris has gone medium, hard, so Norris is on the hard tyres again. I didn't expect that. I thought they'd go for 2 sets of mediums. So Norris has stopped for the second time and comes out back onto the track in P6. Do Verstappen and Red Bull respond to that immediately? Does Hamilton react to that? George Russell, you reckon? I wonder if, what's the general consensus? A question to everybody. Will Hamilton win another championship again? You know what I mean? I'd love to see Lewis win one more, you know what I mean? But if he doesn't win it next year, it's starting to look a bit tricky, isn't it? I wonder if Lewis will win another one. I think that might be it. It might be 7 and out. You know what I mean? 7 and chipped. Done. I hope not. I'd love to see him win an 8th. But anyway, Verstappen's in. Verstappen is in. 2021 was the one. It was the one, wasn't it? Hamilton won't win another. I'm not sure. Blow my theory out of the water, yeah. Oh, my theory gets blown out of the window every 3 or 4 laps. Theories blown out of the window is my speciality. Okay, so Verstappen... Oh, come on. What's the gap between Norris and Verstappen now? It's pretty close as Verstappen comes out of the pits lane on the hard tyres. The gap isn't huge. The gap isn't huge between Verstappen and Norris. But Verstappen and Red Bull react to the pit stops, which is what Mercedes should have done at the end of the first stint. And they've kept him in the game. Yeah, 2021 was the one. I wish I was doing watch-alongs for the 2021 season, because that shit would have gone off. But I couldn't. I wasn't even living in this country, do you know what I mean? I couldn't do watch-alongs. So Hamilton, Perez and Leclerc are still out there then, 1, 2, 3, but Verstappen has got the de facto lead of the race when the top 3 pit. And the top 3 on slightly different strategies. Hamilton looking to extend the second stint. He could win in his 9th championship. Come on, Norris. I'm back in JJ. I'd love to see Norris win this. Imagine he beats Verstappen like on merit, fair and square, rocks up to the back of him, pulls a dive bomb and overtakes him and wins the race on pure merit and pure pace. That would be big. That would be huge. That would be huge. If Norris hunts down Verstappen and beats him on pure pace, ooh, inject that into my veins. I love it. I tell you what, it's not a walk in the park for Verstappen, this. Even if he ends up winning this, it's not been a walk in the park. McLaren are quick. You know, Mercedes are quick. They might have been a bit off the ball in terms of strategy today. We'll see how it pans out. But in my opinion, they've dropped the ball on the strategy of Mercedes. But, you know, the championships might be wrapped up, but I feel like we're in for an exciting end to the season as McLaren and Mercedes, Ferrari in qualifying, are there or thereabouts, you know? Perez pits then, and will come back out onto the circuit in P7 as Gasly pits as well then. Are Aston Martin both Aston Martins going to end up in the points here? Stroll actually near Alonso. I was just looking at that myself. I was just realising that myself, actually. Stroll has actually been pretty quick. Eh? Yeah. Oh my God. Verstappen hunting Leclerc down. For second, of course, Leclerc yet to pit for the second time. Hamilton's got the lead, but he's going to be way behind the top two by the time he pits. I don't know what he's hoping for. As Sainz passes Russell. Sainz passes Russell for fifth. Is Lewis pitting? Okay, so Hamilton pits from the lead, where he's going to come out way behind Verstappen and Norris. Yep, Hamilton in then. And it's a brand new set of medium tyres. Well, Lewis has got to have the final 17 laps of his career to close down the top two here, as Verstappen retakes the lead then. So Verstappen takes the lead off Charles Leclerc. Leclerc yet to pit, of course. So he's out of sync. But Verstappen retakes the lead on lap 39 out of 56. Norris is only a second and a half behind Verstappen. And Hamilton has come out of the pits 6 seconds behind Norris in what will be P3 when Leclerc pits. So it's Verstappen who leads Norris, who leads Hamilton with 16, 17 laps to go. And Leclerc P2 yet to stop for a second time. If you haven't yet, guys, please do drop me a like. It'll help the YouTube algorithm for next weekend, the Mexican Grand Prix, and then the weekend after that, Brazilian Grand Prix. So we've got 3 in a row. So let's get it popping off. Look at this. Norris is hunting Verstappen down, mate. Oh, I swear to God, yeah. If Norris rocks up to the back of Verstappen and beats him on pure merit, my head will explode, bro. Oh my God, Norris looking quick, you know. They're letting me dream. Norris is letting me dream today. But as Dougie says, dreams are there to be broken. Elon Musk is there. Bro, Elon Musk is there. They're all there. Prince Harry's there. Bloody hell. Ooh, Sean. How we doing, bro? Typical Lewis goes on mediums. I tell you what, imagine Lewis is absolutely rapid on these mediums. Hunts down Norris as Norris hunts down Verstappen. But yeah, welcome in, Sean. Come on, Norris. I know, innit? Salty dog. Oh, mate. A good race. Yes, bro. It's been close, and It's looking really close, man. Lando Norris can win this, Sean. Lando Norris can beat Verstappen here. And Norris hasn't won a race before. And this is his best chance. He's quicker than Verstappen at the moment. He's a second and a half behind Verstappen and closing him down. And you've got Hamilton, who Leclerc hasn't pitted yet. So Hamilton's in third on the faster tyres as well. So Hamilton could catch both of them at the front. So it could end up with a three-way fight for the win. If you want to dream. If you want to dream big, it could be a three-way fight for the victory. Depends how optimistic you want to be. Lewis and Max crash on the final lap. Well, controversy and drama. I love it. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to that, to be honest. The more dramatic, the better. The more entertaining it is. But, you know. How high did you put Alonso on your prediction for this season? No, I had Aston Martin right. That was the only thing I got right in my preseason prediction. The only prediction that I got right is that Alonso would get podiums and Aston Martin would make a jump up the, I knew that. That was before preseason testing as well. But everything else, big L. I said Leclerc world champion. You know. But I did predict the Aston Martin jumping performance, you know. So I got to give myself a little bit of credit. But yeah, predicting Charles Leclerc world champion is not my finest hour, really. Oh, this could be close. Come on, what's the gap now? 1.9. Oh, has Verstappen got this covered? I had Alonso 7th and Aston Martin 4th. Yeah, I think I had something similar. Yeah, I had something similar. In fact, at the end of the season, I'll do a video of like reacting to my preseason predictions. It'll be a comedy. It'll be a comedy. You know what I mean? It'll be comedy hour. But it'd be a good laugh, innit? I was like that. In February this year, I was like, Verstappen's going to crack under the pressure. Red Bull aren't going to be as strong. You know what I mean? They've won every single race, bar one. Oh, well, you got to have a laugh, haven't you? You got to laugh. Nearly 2 seconds, I know. Brutal. Albon's closing in on Ricciardo for 12th, if that floats your boat. I mean, this is Ricciardo's first race since Zandvoort after his injury. Oh, Albon's got a sweet switch back there on the exit of turn 1, and Albon gets a move done into P12. Daniel Ricciardo, take a seat, bro. Alexander Albon is on the scene. Right, what's the scenario here then? So it's Verstappen, Norris. Leclerc has gone long in this second stint. Wow, Leclerc's still out there, having not stopped for a second time. Charles Leclerc has to pit short in a minute or two. Where he'll come out, I don't know, but it is Verstappen, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton, and Hamilton sets the fastest lap. He's got DRS and slipstream on Leclerc into turn 1, but Leclerc holds onto the position on these very worn, hard tyres. Hamilton's looking for the switch back out of turn 1, but he's right behind the gearbox, but he's not going to get the move done in sector 1. Oh, this is hurting Hamilton big time, because Hamilton's what? 3.5 seconds behind Norris in P2. Norris is now drifting 2.2 seconds between Norris and Verstappen at the front. So Hamilton's about 5.5, 6 seconds off the lead. Needs to get clear of this Ferrari and get on with it. Only prediction got right is the obvious one, Max and Red Bull domination. I didn't think it was going to be. And Lewis then with DRS and slipstream gets the move done on the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc and up into P3 by the time they hit the braking zone for turn 12. So Hamilton has got rid of the Ferrari and now has to hunt down Lando Norris. 13 laps to go in the US Grand Prix. Come on, Lewis. Come on, Lewis. I think you predicted Lawson to AlphaTauri. Yeah, I did, but for next season. I didn't think it'd happen mid-season. Yeah, I predicted that for next season, so. But yeah. And do you know what else I predicted? I predicted, and I thought I'd being right, a clever bastard with it. I predicted Norris to fall out with McLaren, because McLaren started off the season bad. I predicted like a McLaren and Norris fallout and Norris to leave the team, but I didn't see the McLaren British Grand Prix update coming. That's just absolutely rocketed into fighting for wins. Oh, come on, Lando. But the thing is, when I did the predictions video, you can either do sensible predictions or you can have a bit of fun with it. And I always err on the side of having a bit of fun with it. You know, I can come on and do predictions and get it more or less right every week. Do you know what I mean? If I really wanted to be boring, I could predict it pretty much every week. But for the sake of having a laugh and having a bit of a something different, it's more entertaining, isn't it, to predict Leclerc world champion? Of course, it's out there. It's not run of the mill, but then you got to have a bit of fun with it. It's not like I've got a million people tuning in, it. You know what I mean? You got to have a bit of fun. So I back the Leclerc prediction. No, you know, maybe I should do two predictions. What my head says and what my heart says. You know what I mean? Maybe I need to do two sets of predictions. What's really going to happen and what I hope will happen. Because I know which one would be more accurate. And it isn't what I hope is going to happen. Yeah, exactly, Dougie. You got to take a punt. Exactly. You know, how boring is a video if I come online in February and go, well, Verstappen's going to win the championship by 300 points. And, you know, Ferrari will be okay. Mercedes will be improving throughout the year. Nah, you got to get up there and go, Tsunoda for the championship. Hulkenberg to take the lead, you know. You know, you got to have a bit of fun with it. Or else, what are you doing? And also, it has the benefit of, imagine if I'd have been right. I'd have been the only person. Imagine if I'd have been right. You know what I mean? I'd be sat here going, you know what I mean? Whereas if I'm wrong, I can just go, oh, well, I was only having a laugh anyway. Whereas if I'm right, I can go, I knew when nobody else didn't. So it works. Psychologically, it works for me. Sargent versus Ricciardo for P14. Wow, Daniel Ricciardo fading in the late stages, and we have got 10 laps to go. Plan Z. No Norris win now. It's all about what Lewis can do. Yeah. Unfortunately, Norris has dropped off the back of Verstappen. The gap at the front's 2.8 seconds. It's a battle for second. And it all depends, like you say, Chris, it all depends how quick Lewis is in this final 10 laps. So, yeah, I feel like Verstappen's got this one covered off now with 10 laps to go. And it's all about, can Hamilton hunt down and pass Norris for P2 in the race? Ferrari have secured 4th and 5th. Perez has recovered from P9 to P6. Russell's on an alternate strategy on the medium tyres in P7. It's Pierre Gasly who's looking to pick up a few points in P8. Fernando Alonso with an incredible recovery drive so far from the pit lane to P9 at the moment as it stands. And Yuki Tsunoda is in the final points paying position at the moment with 10 laps to go in P10. It's then Stroll, Albon, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Ricciardo, Bottas, Show and Magnussen. Piastri and Ocon are both out and retired from the race early on. Ocon with damage after a lap 1 incident, and Piastri I think with a hydraulic issue or some other mechanical issue in the first dozen laps, which saw him ground to a halt and retire from the race. So 2 retirements from the United States Grand Prix. 18 runners still in, and Verstappen leads Norris by 3.3 seconds. And unfortunately, that gap is extending lap by lap. But Lewis is now within 2 seconds of Norris for P2, and that is the battle of the race now. That is the biggest battle that we're going to have in this Grand Prix. The fight for second between Norris and Hamilton. Ferrari have no plan. They just can't convert it, can they? They just can't convert it. You know, Ferrari could start every single race 1-2 and end up P4, 5 by the end of it. You could put Leclerc on pole for every single race this season, and he'd still only get a couple of podiums. If you haven't got the pace, if you haven't got the race pace, there's no point. You could put Zhou Guanyu on pole for every single race, but he's still only getting half a dozen points in a season. You know what I mean? You've got to have the race pace. It doesn't matter where you start from. And unfortunately for Ferrari, whilst they've got a great one-lap speed in qualifying, and Leclerc has had, I don't know, half a dozen pole positions this season, something like that, he's not converted any of them to wins, and only a few of them to podiums. He's not even going to get on the podium today. So, you know, Ferrari have to come back stronger next season. But Lance Stroll versus Yuki Tsunoda for P10 is a big fight, and Stroll's got the position as here comes Hamilton on the back of Norris. Then the fight for P2 is on with 8 laps to go. It's the two Brits, Norris versus Hamilton. Verstappen's got a 4.3 second lead, so you feel he's gone, but Hamilton's got a great grip there. It becomes the outside for turn 16, and Hamilton's got the switch back then. Oh, coming up is a fast triple right-hander, and Norris has got the inside line and holds Lewis off for now. But it's surely only a matter of time before Lewis gets a position. They're in the final couple of corners now on the end of lap 48 of 56. Oh, can you imagine if Lewis passes Lando now? He's got 7 laps to hunt down Max. Imagine if he does it. Oh my God, look at this. Norris defending hard into turn 1. But Lewis has got the switch back. Surely now he gets his foot down, and down the hill they go then. And Hamilton takes second place off Lando Norris. And he's got 7 laps to reduce a 5.5 second lead to Max Verstappen. Can he do it? Come on, Lewis. Hammer time. Yeah, Max Team Radio there. Yeah, please no talking when I'm breaking. Yeah, Max is sounding stressed on the radio. Can Lewis hunt down Verstappen to win this race? Imagine. 5.2 seconds is the gap. If Lewis wins here, it'd be mega. Come on, Lewis. Come on. I'm just staring at that gap now. 5.1. Come on, 5. I want to see 4.9. I want to see 4.8. Let's go. 6.5 laps to go in the US Grand Prix. And Hamilton is hunting down Verstappen for the win. And Sainz is hunting down Leclerc for P4 as well. Oh, if Hamilton had pitted when Norris pitted at the end of the first stint, Alonso's got a problem with his floor. As Alonso out of the race. Oh, look at that then. The Ferrari switched positions and Sainz takes P4 off Charles Leclerc. So Leclerc being told to let Sainz pass. Wow. So Leclerc lets Sainz through into P4. I think Alonso might be out of the race. Alonso has retired from the race and becomes the third retirement. Ocon out, Piastri out, and Alonso out of the United States Grand Prix. He was on for a couple of points as well, Alonso. That promotes Tsunoda back into P10. So top 10 now, as it stands with 5 laps to go, it's Verstappen, Hamilton, Norris, Sainz, Leclerc, Perez, Russell, Gasly, Stroll, and Tsunoda. Albon in P11. Come on, Alex. What's the gap? How far is Albon behind Tsunoda? Oh, the gap's big, isn't it? Yeah, too big. 14 seconds. Come on, Alex. 14 seconds in 5 laps. You can do it. No chance. Yes, Pancino, mate, or Pancino. Yeah, Max has got this. Listen, he's managing it, you know. But Lewis and Lando have had strong races today, and they've give Max a fight. You know, they've give him a fight. But Lewis isn't going to make up 5 seconds in 5 laps, is he? Let's face it. But unless he has the best 5 laps of his entire career. Oh, look at this. Sainz is catching Norris for the podium. Leclerc complaining, maybe Sainz is a better driver than you. Yeah, Sainz has stepped it up in the second half of this season, hasn't he? I didn't really rate Sainz. But he is changing my opinion. Yeah. I think they're pretty evenly matched, aren't they, really, Leclerc and Sainz? He has, you know, he's won the Singapore Grand Prix, but he's had other strong races as well, and now he's closing Norris down for a podium. Yeah, Sainz is having a good second half of 2023 for sure. As Perez is on the back of Leclerc for P5. Oh yeah, the Ferraris might be in trouble from Perez on a late surge. Sergio Perez hoping for a late surge. With 3.5 laps to go, Max is a winning machine. I know. What can you do? What can you do? It's like Lord of the Rings. What can you do against such reckless? You know, it's an unstoppable force at the moment. And, you know, don't get me wrong, Lewis and Lando have given it a good go today. They've given it a good go. But Max, in the end, is just proving too strong yet again in 2023. You know, what can you do? It's like watching Michael Schumacher in his prime. It really is. You know, it's like watching Michael Schumacher at his unbeatable best at Ferrari in the mid 2000s, like 2002, 2003, where it's just like, you know, it is like watching Michael Schumacher at his absolute prime, just wiping the floor with everybody, no matter what, you know? Wet race, dry race, no matter the grid position, mechanical issues, rain, whatever you want. But Verstappen is an absolute juggernaut. Max is centering Schumacher combined, yeah. You know, by the time Verstappen retires, there's a very good chance that he'll be considered the best ever seen. And do you know what? Do you know what's going to be different about Verstappen? He's going to go off into Le Mans, and if he wins Le Mans as well, you know what I mean? He's going to be in a different kind of category. By the time he's in his early 30s, Max Verstappen could be looking at a handful of championships, a Le Mans victory. You know what I mean? He's going to be in a category where it's in multiple, what's the word? Well, let's just say in multiple categories, in multiple disciplines. That's the word I'm looking for. It could end up where Verstappen is the best in multiple disciplines, and that is scary. That's scary. F1 is mad from pole to 7th. Leclerc from pole to 6th. Yeah, Schumacher in him. Schumacher can do all he do to can win. Yeah, he does have Schumacher in him. You know. I've watched all the races of Lewis Hamilton's dominant period, but it was never like this. You know, Lewis has had a few years. You know, 2014. 2017, 18, where Lewis was dominant, but never like this. And what's the gap at the front then? Hamilton 2.8 seconds behind Verstappen with a lap and a half to go. 60 was done. Cole Hauser, I don't know who he is. I mean, Verstappen leads Hamilton by 2.3 seconds. Oh, Lewis. Oh, if Lewis wins this. Oh, is Verstappen going to fifth? Verstappen's going for 50 wins. 50 wins at 25 years old. I think he's just turned 26, Verstappen. Or is he just 25? 50 wins at 26 years old. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. I think Prost ended it with 51. Oh my God, this could be close. This could be really close. Hamilton is 2 seconds behind Verstappen. Don't switch over yet. Don't leave the stream yet, guys. This could be about to be... Oh, if there was 3 laps to go, this would be on. 1 lap, I don't know. But Verstappen's obviously struggling with his brakes and Lewis is closing him down. 1.8 seconds is the gap, but they're on the final lap. If there was 3 laps to go, it would be incredible. There's only 1 lap to go, so Lewis is going to have to pull out the best lap of his career to win this. But Verstappen's struggling. Gap 1.6 on the final lap. Come on, Lewis, and Zhou get in the way. I hope Zhou Guan Yu get in the way, bruv. I dare you. Zhou, get in the way. Oh my God, Zhou's not moved out of the way. Lewis is a second and a half. Oh, this is close. This is painfully close. This is close. 1.4. They're down the back straight. Zhou gets out of the way. Oh, he's not going to do it. It's going to be close, but no cigar. It's going to be close, but no cigar. It's going to be nearly. Oh. For a half a lap there, I thought it was on. Oh, Zhou Guan Yu. You could have changed history. Oh. It's been close fought today, to be fair. It's been close. I think Verstappen's had a few issues with his brakes, which has made it a little bit closer than perhaps it should have been. But Verstappen comes around the final corner, and of course, Verstappen wins the US Grand Prix, but it was really closely fought. Hamilton finishes second, only a second and a half behind the winner in the end, and Lando Norris picks up a podium in the McLaren in P3. It's going to be Sainz who finishes fourth. Perez recovers from P9 to P5, so a decent race for Sergio Perez. Leclerc's going to be sixth, Russell seventh, Gasly P8, Stroll P9. Fair play, couple of points for Lance Stroll. I've been slating him for the best part of a year, but fair play. Stroll's put a good race together in P9. And Yuki Tsunoda is going to get P10. But Verstappen wins. But he had to fight for it today, and I'm happy for that. It was a good race. It kept me intrigued. You know, it wasn't just a write-off. We've seen many races this season where you get 10 laps in and you go, and I'm thinking, well, this is done. It wasn't one of those. It kept me intrigued. You didn't really know. Could Norris win it in the end? No. Could Lewis win it in the end? No. So, of course, Verstappen does win in the end, but it was close fought. I thoroughly enjoyed that one. Yeah, it was a good race. Game over, game over, game over, game over. It was close though, you know, and that's all we can ask for, really. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I don't mind if Max wins as long as it's close, and that was close. And Verstappen wins his 50th race in Formula One, and I think he's about third or fourth on the all-time list. Who will be ahead of him? You've got Hamilton, Schumacher, and then Vettel and Prost. So I think Verstappen at 26 years old is fifth on the list of all-time Grand Prix winners at 26. He's looking good. Yeah, Hamilton P2. It was a good. Any 5-second penalties? I don't think so. Been a better race, though, but Mercedes really messed up earlier on. Yeah, cheers, Sean. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, I appreciate the feedback. Obviously, I have some positive and negative feedback. Some people think I'm biased, but I try not to be. I just want it to be close and entertaining and dramatic and exciting and chaotic. So if that's biased, then albeit, feel free. But yeah, I appreciate the feedback, and please do drop me a like, guys. I'll be back for the Mexican Grand Prix and hopefully qualifying as well next weekend. We have got 5 races to go now, or 4 to go. Mexico, Brazil, Vegas, and Abu Dhabi. Mexico next weekend, Brazil the weekend after. So get yourself subscribed to never miss a race. I'm live for every single race from the Formula One World Championship. Verstappen wins again, although it wasn't as simple as the headline sounds. It was a very close fought. Norris led the first half of the race. Lewis Hamilton challenged in the final closing laps of the race, but Verstappen in the end from P6 to the victory. Thank you all so much for watching the stream. I appreciate each and every single one of you that watch. I will be back for qualifying, hopefully. Definitely the race, but hopefully qualifying for the Mexican Grand Prix next weekend. I appreciate you all. Please do drop a like on your way out and subscribe if you're into Formula One. But yeah, Verstappen wins again. Great race from Hamilton. I'll give, because I always do driver of the race, I'll give driver of the race to Verstappen, probably. He's come from P6. He managed it well. And I'll give the race a 7 out of 10. I'll give the race a 7 out of 10. That was decent. There's been a lot of 3, 4 out of 10 races this season. I'll give that a solid 7. I'll give Verstappen driver of the day because he came from P6 and managed it very well. But great race from Hamilton. Great race from Norris. 2 Brits on the podium. I'll see you next weekend. Cheers, Dougie. Catch you in a bit. See you for Mexico next weekend. Whew, that was a good one. See you in a bit.